You are now listening to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio. My name is John Sargent.
And my name is Christian McGann.
We have made it to episode 5.
That's crazy.
Episode 5. You guys can follow us on social media. On Instagram, we're at Mighty Champions. That is a great place to share your collection with us, talk about the topics that we talk about, all that sort of thing. Wherever you found us, whatever podcast platform you're on, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. We want to hear from you guys, so hit that 5-star and give us a review. It really, really helps us out. Today, we got a live one. We are going to cover our hit lists. We'll tell you what that basically means, is like the stuff that we're hunting for the most.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to give you guys some buying and selling tips and tricks. How to acquire your new figures and how to sell figures in order to fund the habit to get more new figures. Create a loop so that you're never running out of figures.
There you go.
Before we get into that, what have you acquired anything since last we spoke? Any purchases? Anything going on in your toy life? We are, full disclosure, recording on a short week because I am headed to Arlington to go to AEW All in Texas, when I will report back on the toys that I find there, and I'm also going to go to Dallas Vintage Toys. So we're recording a little early. Not much has happened since the last time we sat down.
Yeah, but you're about to have the weekend of a lifetime.
Oh yeah,
because you know somebody.
Yeah.
So you get to hook up. You get to go see some wrestling.
Yeah, and then they always announce new figures at these giant shows. So I'll have some AEW figure news, and I'm going to go to Dallas Vintage Toys, so I'll have some purchases. You know me.
Just a trek of a lifetime.
You know me. I'm going to have some purchases. Yeah, I do have some new stuff. I did get the FTR 2-pack, which I did, not a review, but I did a little video on Instagram at Mighty Champions. They are awesome. Like, love them. They're such a huge upgrade from the previous figures. Like, upgrade isn't even a powerful enough word because the previous were so crap and the new ones are so good. They're just not even in the same order.
And for those of people who do not know, those are wrestlers.
Yeah,
right?
FTR is a tag team in AEW. They used to be in WWE. They're one of the best tag teams like ever. They have a real like vintage 80s VHS kind of glitch kind of vibe to their, I don't know, their marketing, or whatever you want to call it, their branding, we'll say. So the box is like a VHS box. It's just so good. So I was stoked on that. And then I also picked up some video games this week. I got Dirt 2 and Max Payne 3 on PS3. I pre-ordered... No, I didn't pre-order anything this week, but I got on eBay... Are you sitting down?
I'm sitting down.
It's not what you think. It wasn't a massive expense.
Okay.
I bought a Funko Pop.
Oh, thank you everybody for listening. The podcast has officially concluded. It is the end.
Hear me out.
The end is nigh.
Hear me out. If you guys will recall, when we went to, what was the toy fair here in Austin called?
Chemical Austin Toy Fair, something like that.
Toy Fair. When we went to the Chemical Toy Fair, I bought a Shaquille O'Neal starting lineup statue figure thing.
Yeah.
And I needed somewhere to put it on the wall. So there was a Shaquille O'Neal Funko Pop that came out like a year or two ago that ended up going to clearance and I missed it. That is a Slam magazine with him on the cover. And then it's got the Funko Pop on the inside of it. So it's a really cool display. And when you stick it to the wall, it becomes a shelf. So I've got the LeBron James version on one side, and the Shaquille O'Neal is going to go on the other side inside of the box. So it was a utilitarian purchase, not because I wanted a Funko
He
Pop.
had to do it under an alias. Otherwise, his reputation may go down the drain.
I shipped it to your house. So, that was my weekly purchase.
So you get that, and then you take the Funko Pop, and you throw that away, right?
It's Yeah, I use it to build a shelf for better figures.
That's funny. All right.
All right. Should we get into some tips and tricks?
Yeah, I am down for that, man.
All right.
You've definitely been somebody that's done that a lot more than I have. I think I spent a whole chunk of the last like year and a half kind of dipping my toes in the buying and selling, but not really a yeah. I mean, like I've did it, and then it was like cool, but I don't really have the desire because some people just like live for that. You know, I feel like I almost want to live more in the collecting space. But to know these tips and tricks, especially because, you know, I talked about in the first episode, I offloaded a ton, like basically my entire McFarlane collection. I had some modern Marvel Legends that were like really cool. I liked the way that they looked, but because it wasn't fitting my, you know, desire, that's what I offloaded. And then it was like, oh man, but I get to just turn these back into the ones that I actually want. And I had like heavy hitters, so a lot of them sold like immediately when I was doing eBay. But yeah, let's dive into it, man.
Let's do it. Yeah, so tips and tricks on buying and selling. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're a buyer in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You might be heavy in buying like we are. You might be here and there, just kind of. You might be planning to buy in the future. That's kind of where I was when I started like watching videos and listening to stuff. I was even like, I'm not gonna buy, and then it just consumed me. Yeah. And here we are. And you may or may not be a seller, but I can tell you that you probably should be. Mm-hmm. You have something in your house, or probably at your mom's house. You have something that you could sell that would get you some money that you can then use to buy that figure that you're telling yourself that you can't afford, and without ever spending any money out of pocket. So we're going to help you out with tips and tricks, best practices on how to buy in different places, how to buy, in stores, how to do it at like vintage shops, how to do it on eBay. And then we're going to tell you guys some best practices on selling in those places as well. Okay, so let's start with buying, because obviously buying toys is more exciting.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? Let's just go buy toys.
That's exactly right.
So the most common place is retail, right? I would say the most common place is like Target, Walmart. You could even include in there like Ross and Ollie's, which isn't really prominent around us, but like UK, that's like their biggest.
Wow.
That's like almost an equivalent of like Toys R Us.
Interesting.
The first tip from me is hunt. Be in these stores all of the time. It can be really easy to be like, oh, I want this thing that I know that's out, and go to Target and not find it, and then just tell yourself like, Target doesn't have the thing I want, and then not go into another Target for 6 weeks. Well, guess what? In that 6 weeks, the thing that you wanted came and went. So go. Like, if I have the privilege, I guess, that there's Targets and Walmarts around me pretty much wherever I'm at, like near work, near home. They're everywhere. So I just stop.
Just you in your room with a giant like subway system map of just like all the Targets, Walmarts, everything,
Yeah, I mean, I know some people live in more like country, rural kind of areas, and it's not.
Which actually might work in your favor, because I've been like when Texas is massive, so there's all kinds of small towns, especially in Austin, right? Like in the Austin area, there's tons of small towns, and so looking at other Walmarts in like the tiny town next to Austin, and then like you don't really think there might be collectors there, or they're probably not. So when you go to those toy aisles, they might be flush because there's no competition whatsoever.
Oh yeah, there's pros and cons to all sorts of like whatever type of area you're in. There's pros and cons. Like you're talking, like what you're talking about is absolutely true, because I've been to some more rural ones and been like, oh my god, they have it's like the time that the land that time forgot, where you're like, they're flush, but with stuff that I haven't seen in a year.
Yeah.
And there's no other collectors here. And as where I go to these places, I see a guy that's wearing the exact same thing that I'm wearing, and he's walking just as fast as I'm walking, and he's headed in the same direction as me.
It's you from the future. Or it's just like a replicant, and you're like, I've got to kill him. There can only be one.
There can be only one.
Yeah.
So hunt. Just do it. Just stop in.
And I don't know, I might be jumping the gun here, but kind of diving into the hunt component. Obviously, you and I work together, and we went to a Target one time. I think this was like holidays 2023 era. I think in that time frame, we go to the Target. I tell you, I'm like, I've been seeing these random little clips of people lifting up the tray, what is it called?
The base,
the base
of the thing of the shelf.
Yeah, the bottom thing of the shelf in the aisle. I was like, man, I saw some videos of people like finding things under there because people are hiding. They're hiding whatever stuff. So they may not have the money to pay for it right now, so they hide it under there. When they get paid, they come back. So I tell you about that. We go to Target one faithful day.
Legendary day.
And I'm like, everything that's on top of it, I'm just pushing off, which I kind of felt bad because I was just like disorganizing somebody.
Throwing the Nerf guns on the ground.
Exactly. I lift it up. The first thing that I find in there is the Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, like a
Marvel
kind of
Legends.
a retro card, Marvel Legends. And I'm shaking at the gills. I yell out John at a very high-pitched voice. I'm like, John! And then you come running because you thought there was like a fire or something like that because the way I was yelling. I'm like, you got to come look at this. And it blew both of our minds. Like that to me was like one of the best treasure hunts because literally I had to like, National Treasure vibes get down and like knock with my ear to the ground. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't really done that since. I have to that same Target. I think I've done it a couple times, and I found stuff under there. I found like a Matchbox semi truck under there. I was like, man, I'll just buy this for you. Like, you don't have to hide this under there. Like, I was like, how is this rare enough for somebody just to be like, I'll come back later.
And they're like $250.
Yeah. Exactly. And then also like Pokemon cards or whatever, and then just like trash from 20 years ago.
So actually, that was going to be one of the next points was look beyond your section, right?
Okay.
Is you go to the toy aisle, right? Or let's say you're looking for Marvel Legends, and you go look at the 1 or 2 pegs, and you don't see right now any Marvel Legends, or you don't see the one that you're looking for. Well, go look in the Jurassic Park section. Go look in the Masters of the Universe section. Go look in the wrestling section and look under the shelves.
Look under the shelves. Go look in if you're at a Walmart, go look in the freaking the auto body shop area. Like,
go to the tire changing area.
I think you told me specifically, like you found, or was it you or somebody that you saw?
Last summer, I think it was last summer, there was a big shipper that was popping up at Targets for wrestling figures.
Yeah.
A 4-sided, covered in figures shipper, and it was hitting the internet as like people were finding it all over the place, and it's like, keep your eyes peeled for this shipper. And I'm going to the toy section every day looking for the shipper. It's supposed to be like just sitting in the middle of the aisle, and it's in the freaking tires. It's way over in the tire area is where it ended up being.
Yeah.
So look outside of your section, especially at Walmart. Check clearance.
Clearance.
Like, if you're a McFarlane person, by episode 5, if you're a McFarlane person, you're probably not still listening to us.
Right.
We haven't made friends with that community. But if you're a McFarlane person, I've seen brand new McFarlanes that never went to the regular shelf. They went directly to clearance. The Green Lantern.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Which is an amazing figure. Went straight to clearance. Check the apps. Like, the apps are huge. I could tell you that the Walmart app will tell you what is in stock around your zip code. Don't pre-order anything, though, because they're just going to cancel that pre-order, and you'll think you have it, and you don't. So, like, good for knowing what's local, not good for pre-ordering. The Target app, great for pre-ordering. They'll tell you what's on sale. They'll tell you what's in stock. They'll ship it to you. So definitely, like, have the apps of the places so that you can just, like, you may not even have to go to the store in some instances. So the apps are always clutch. and then just know that the store's habits. I really just use Target and Walmart. I couldn't speak to like Ollie's and things like that. I mean, I guess it's a habit of Ross to be just random as all hell.
Yeah.
You might find something that's only been out for a month. You might find a used baseball bat like you did.
Dude, so yeah, John and I going another faithful day.
Another legendary day.
To be honest, I think that was like a week apart.
Yeah, it feels like
it
was the same week.
You know what? I should have bought a lotto ticket. But we went to a Ross. Go in there, we're looking around, whatever. I look down, I see a Marucci Cat 10 or whatever they're called. It's like an aluminum baseball bat for USSSA, which is like 8-year-olds play with. And I'm like, I had to double take because like that's a really nice bat, brand new, probably like $300 to $400, something like that. And then I look at it, I pick it up. I'm flipping it around, no price tag whatsoever, and it's slightly used. So
this is very clearly not an item of the store.
Exactly.
It's someone walked in there with a baseball bat and left it there.
Or yeah, I was like, man, it's like it was so random that it was like, just don't even question it, just take it. And so you were like, just see if you can take it. So we go up to the front. I asked the lady, I said, like, hey, this is obviously used. There's no price tag. Can I just take this? And then she was like, how about 99 cents? And I was like, how about 50? No, I'm kidding. And then we go in, I buy it for $1.08, and then I sell it on eBay for like $145. Crazy.
There you go.
Crazy.
That's today's topic. So it's not action figures, but that's the play.
Sometimes you get lucky.
But yeah, know the habits. Like for instance, I think I brought this up an episode or two ago. The WWE Legends figures, which are exclusive to Target, those will land at essentially every store on the same day, like a release day. And then within a 2-week period, if not way sooner, they'll go on sale because they're so flush. They're so plentiful. Right now, the last Legend series are like half off. Like, I don't want any of them, and no one does. That's often why they end up that way. So you can be more patient with that. On the flip side, Walmart and the horror story that is the Monday Night Wars figures that go then Walmart distribution, and like I'm still beating my head against the wall looking for one specific figure that's going to come up actually later here, but like just kind of know how the stores that you go to operate, because you might spend money that you don't need to spend, and you might also hunt more frequently than necessary.
You went over to the Walmart that we work next to, and they were unloading boxes or something like that. I think you asked them a question, and then they were like, they basically blew you off or whatever. And then I went back later, and then I used a little bit of charm. And then, but they blew me off, but in a nicer way, because you were like, they couldn't have been more unhappy. And I'm like, hey, I just went over there, was joking with them, and I was like, how often you got a full grown man over here looking for toys? And then they started laughing.
Call
the
police.
They literally were like, honestly, if you want to just dig in the, it was like a giant Hasbro, whatever Mattel, who makes wrestling figures? Mattel. It was like a giant, like pallet of those, and they were like, you can just dig inside there if you want. So I just sat there for like 10 minutes just digging in there while they talked about.
Yeah, you're more of a scalpel and I'm more of a sledgehammer. And then the last point on buying in stores is just resist FOMO. Don't just buy stuff because you've been hunting for 6 weeks and coming up empty, and then you saw something and got stoked that there was something, so you bought it. Hand up, I have done that so many times. Yeah,
you come in and I'm like, hey, you get some stuff. You're like, eh.
I just wanted the act of purchasing something, so I bought it. So don't be me. Okay, buying in vintage stores, whatever your local vintage store is, or whatever is within striking distance of you. Know what you're looking for. Like, know specifically what you're looking for, and know its fair market value. And the way that you know something's fair market value is you go to eBay and you search it, and then you filter for sold. You look at what it's been selling for. Yeah. So that you can...
Not what they are selling it for, but what it's sold for.
What it has sold for.
Yeah, take like maybe the most, like the 3 or like top 5 most recent sales, and then kind of like figure out what the average is.
I have before I came over here, I was chatting with a buddy, and I was telling him that I have these Mortal Kombat bookends that were a special edition like additive, and I was like, I wonder what those are worth. And I looked, and I saw the most recent sale was $6, and the sale right before that was $80. So it'll tell you what's going on with stuff. So yeah, know what you're looking for, know how much it's worth, so that you're not going to spend a ludicrous amount on it, and include shipping into that.
Yeah, and if you know, like right now, if like you're somebody who listens because you do like the idea of toys and they are memorable for you, but you don't actively collect, and then you go to a vintage store, like that to me is like what to carry in your back pocket, because when you go in there and then you're like so fired up that you just end up buying it. Oh my God, I had this when I was younger. I don't care about the price or whatever. And you may have spent like, $80 when in reality you could have spent $50, because there are toy stores here in Austin, one in particular, like Collector's Crossroads, I'm just going to name it. They're like a perfect example of that, where they almost rely a little heavy on the touristy side of things. People just wander in there. They see it. Oh my God, that's amazing. I love it. The feel of the place is cool, and then they just like drop a crazy amount of cash on something that it's like, dude, that's $30. Like more than what
that store is preying on. I guess it's not necessarily FOMO. It's like vacation attitude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or like novelty.
Yeah,
like, oh my God, I had that when I was a kid, and I don't listen to podcasts about action figures. I just saw this Superman figure. I think it's cool. They have it. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
And then I'm so not deep into this game. I'm not going to check to see what I should have paid for it. They're preying on that.
Yeah.
So that's why we're trying to help you guys not be that person. Another thing is make friends with the owner or the employees. Like, if it's somewhere that you're going to frequent, or that's like close enough that you're going to be there and like they're going to recognize you, you should recognize them, and you should be chummy with them. I had a comic book shop in my hometown in California that I was in every single week, first name basis with the owner. Like we became really good friends, and we never spent a moment outside of that store, but we were really good friends. And he had a Spider-Man bust. I don't know if you saw it in my room.
Yeah.
It's like in the closet. It's a replication of the Alex Ross cover. That's just Spider-Man's head. It weighs like 15 pounds. He gave that to me as a gift. $600 to $800.
Wow.
At the time. I don't know what it is now, but like, he just was like, you're the biggest Spider-Man fan I know, so you should have this. And I was like, dude, like, that's awesome. You never know when you're there selling your stuff if they're going to give you a little bit more because you've been cool. You know what I mean? Like, make friends with them, be cool. Ask about stock. Like, ask what's in the back. You've had good luck doing that.
Yeah.
Like, ask what's in the back. These X-Men figures.
Exactly. Yeah, we went to Dallas Vintage Toys, and Samantha was like, oh, I really want to buy more of these. And they were like, actually, we have more. And then they were like, we can go get them if you want. And they went back there and got them. And like that is awesome, because if like they don't have it, especially if it's a store that's, I'd say like maybe pretty popular, like Dallas Vintage Toys, where they're just constantly moving items.
They've got warehouses.
Exactly. They've got, like whatever the most amazing figure in your collection is, they probably have like a box full of 20 of them that they just put out whenever they need to. One other tidbit that I think is what I actually really, really like about a lot of the vintage toy stores is that a lot of the prices will be firm, but you will come across certain stores and certain owners or whatever that just play ball with you. Like they just like you enough. Like Misfit Toys in Houston is amazing, because
going there for my birthday.
Yes,
wait,
it will be great. And yeah, they just have like really cool stuff. And like the couple times that we've been in there, they like either knock off like a percentage. They're like, hey, leave us a Google review, we'll give you like 25% off or whatever. All right, awesome. And then, or just other times where like, they threw in a couple of little like shelf filling kind of little tchotchke stuff that obviously was like $5 or $10 maybe, but they're like, hey, just take it. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff is cool. Or if you buy like a handful of items, they might be like, or if you're like second guessing, like, I'm not really sure if I want to take it, they might just play ball with you, which I love that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Great point. And again, in these vintage stores, resist FOMO. Like, it's even harder when it's vintage, because then you add in the nostalgia piece. Don't just be buying stuff because it made you giddy when you saw it. Like, go in with a plan, get the stuff that's on the plan. Every now and then something becomes a plan, but just ask yourself, like, is this FOMO or is it a genuine desire?
You know, I use this example, or I use this sort of like stoplight process for myself, which is if I really wanted it that bad, it would have been in my hands already.
Right.
Because I do go places and I'm like, and if I have to sit there and think about it, I mean, cost is what's going to stop me most of the time. If I'm just like, I don't know if I want to spend this amount, but if I know I really, really want it, like, it's just, I'm going to have it in my hands no matter what. Like, I'm going to take it. So most people, you're going to know, like, if you want it, you're going to just know.
Yeah.
So if you don't, don't buy with FOMO just because you're like, dang, like, I wouldn't be able to find something, so I'm going to buy this random toy that I'm going to end up. Like, I did that recently. I bought the Wolverine from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, where I'm just like, I wanted to leave with something, left with something, and then like 2 weeks later I ended up selling it because I was like,
happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best
of us. Okay, let's talk about buying stuff on eBay. I have talked to so many people that don't buy things on eBay because they don't have an understanding of eBay. Like, for some reason, eBay is like confusing to a lot of people.
I agree with that.
I think a lot of people have a misconception that it's a purely auction. And that they don't know how much something is supposed to cost, so they just avoid it. Don't be that person. If you have a hit list and you got stuff that you're like, I want this, this, and this, it's on eBay. Yeah. And then the only real question is, do you want to pay what it costs?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it has a value, a fair market value. Do you want to pay that? If the answer is yes, you can get it for that value. And then what kind of condition it's in. So the first thing for eBay is go through and set saved searches. Just type your stuff in and just hit the save button, and you can either be alerted or not as to when these things become available. So if something's really, really rare and you have a notification on, you'll know as soon as somebody puts it up, which that has come in clutch for me so many times.
Oh, yeah.
Also, when you're searching stuff, use the filters. So you can filter it by cheapest. You can filter it by what's ending the soonest and try to snipe an auction. Or you could just filter it by buy it now, which is simply just like buying anything anywhere. Like, it's like just buying stuff online. It just costs what it costs. And you can make offers, right? Like, imagine if you could be like on the Target app and it's like, this Marvel Legends $24.99, and you could hit a button and be like, how about 17? And that's how I got that Funko Pop. I sent them a low ball offer and they took it.
That's the really good thing about eBay, is that a lot of times people just want to get it off.
Yeah, low balling is an option.
Yeah, and they're usually like, I don't care. That's what I did whenever I was selling stuff. I would just straight up, people would be like, about $4.50. I'm like, you got yourself a deal.
Some of the stuff to look out for on eBay is definitely pricing that's just like astronomical,
dude.
Which you'll see a lot.
We're gonna get into that later, because when we talk about the hit list, I got some funny ones.
Yeah, knockoffs. Some stuff that I know for sure has knockoffs. The Marvel Legends Retro Venom,
Spider-Man 2, also
the retro animated series Spider-Man, the movie NECA Ninja Turtles, the small ones and the tall ones. If you are on eBay and it says from China, do not buy it.
Yeah. Like,
if it's coming from China, don't buy it because it's a knockoff.
Don't you have a Venom?
I have a knockoff Venom. Yeah, I do. Yeah. So a lot of lessons I'm learning for you guys.
Hey, kid. Don't follow the same footsteps that I did.
I'll be honest with you, though. It's a really, really good knockoff.
So I was going to say, I'm like, man, because you told me that you did it and it like happened and your credit card information didn't get posted on the dark web.
Yeah.
Like, you if you want the look, because like trying to buy that Venom now, you'd be spending over $100 most likely.
It's like $150 for the real thing. I think I spent $30.
Yeah, if you want to get the look,
I think I lucked out though. It didn't like fall apart in my hands like Turbo Man, and they didn't steal my credit card information. But I wouldn't suggest to other people to roll those dice.
Yeah, that's fair.
I really wouldn't. And then definitely check the seller rating on stuff before you buy things, because you're buying it from some schmo and you don't know them. They could be an a-hole. They could take 6 weeks to send it or never send it.
Yeah.
It could be, all sorts of things. So check their ratings for sure.
You actually have a pretty good story with that, with the Batman animated series figs that you were buying. Remember that you bought like a lot of them, like a lot, not a lot or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and they were open.
Well, they were open, but remember there was a dude that like you spent like $300, you pulled the trigger on it, and then he just never sent it.
Oh yeah, and they were open. I never received them.
Something like that.
I bought them, and I just didn't do my due diligence. I got excited. I bought.
I remember that day.
I bought it was a total just like impulse purchase. I bought something like 12 or 15 Batman animated series Kenner figures all at the same time, and the combat belt Batman was included in that, which is like, well, I'm just gonna say it's the most expensive figure I've ever bought. And it was included in that lot, and I was like, "Whoa, this is super cheap!"
Yeah.
And I got excited, and I
think I like walked up, went to go fill my water bottle up, and came back in. And you're like, "All right, it's done."
And then I was waiting for it to get shipped, just so excited. And I happened to look closer at the listing, which should have done in the first place. I understand that now. And they were opened and put back on the card. And I was like, oh no. And then I got really lucky. The guy didn't ship them, and I was able to cancel the order.
I thought it was because, remember, he was trying to like, he was scamming or something, because he said he shipped it, and then you're like, I never got it. And then he's like, oh, and then eBay refunded your money, but he still got your money or something like that. I thought there was like some kind of...
I know I wasn't out the money.
Okay. I just remember him like doing a weird scamming type thing.
Well, I also immediately purchased a different lot, and that's what's on the wall now. So... And then I bought Combat Belt Batman and Joker separately, individually, which if... I now know that my girlfriend listens to this podcast, so I'm not going to say how much I spent.
Oh my God. Hey guys, this is Christian from the future. John wasn't allowed to do this next episode, so
but now you guys know how to look up the value of things on the internet, so if you really want to know.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Okay, should we talk selling?
Stock it.
Okay, so let's talk selling at the vintage store. Right. So that is a route that you could take, especially if you have a large amount of things to sell. Obviously, you can't include like, pants and antiques. It's going to be toys.
Yeah.
So you're limited to toys here. You're probably going to get 50 to 60% less than you would if you pieced them out one at a time elsewhere. But you will offload them all at the same time, and you'll get a fat stack. Or you'll get 50 to 60%, but it'll be more because you sold 10 things or 50 things or whatever all at the same time. And be cool to the person who tells you the price. They're in control here.
Yeah, they need to make money, and you're not there. Like, you're going to get some cash or whatever, but like people go in a lot more and just expect to get so much more. And or they look up. This is a good example. They look up on eBay. They see that, oh my God.
They look up on eBay and they see what other people are selling it for,
exactly.
Not even the sold price.
Exactly. So then they go in there and be like, oh, I'm thinking maybe $5,000-$6,000 or whatever. And they're like,
28
what?
grand.
Yeah.
So definitely just be realistic in that sense if you're selling stuff in a store. And then just keep your stuff like organized and clean. The nicer you make it look, like it's like selling your car. It's you're gonna get a little bit more out of it, or at least just have a better experience. And then the main thing is, if you're doing this in an effort to fund the habit, get store credit. Ask them for store credit because it's going to be higher than it would be in cash.
Right. And they'd more likely want to do store credit.
They more likely would prefer to do store credit because it helps them out too.
And that's what I was going to say, because I added that in here on our list, but just about helping the store out. That, that's how the store makes money. It needs to sell toys. So if you go in there, you bring it in, and they're paying you, but you're still like giving them inventory to resell.
Yeah, if you want them to be around, like help them out. Like, I scratch your back, you scratch my back.
And it's also just so much easier than eBay, dude. Like so much easier than
that's
selling.
The benefit, is the convenience factor.
Exactly.
eBay, selling on eBay, which is our next topic, you will make more money, but it's a heck of a lot more work also. So again, make sure take really, really nice, good, clean, clear pictures with a plain background. The pictures are kind of everything. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen stuff on eBay and I'm like, did you lick the camera clean before you did this and then snapped the picture while you were sprinting past the item? Like, what the hell am I looking at here? Yeah. So take really nice pictures, honest descriptions, like if it's got a scratch, if the arm...
Take photos of the scratch. Yeah, like straight up.
If the arm joint is loose, be honest about it. Because you're going to move it and you're going to get a higher rating and you're going to sell more stuff. And then check the fair market value beforehand. Check to see what it's been sold for and price accordingly. Don't try to make an extra 6, 10, 12, 15 bucks and highball people. Just price it to sell. And it will sell, and you can move on with your life. Buy it now. If you're listing it, list it as buy it now rather than auction. For me, auction is, this thing is so rare, or it's a lot of 20 things, or I don't know what to price it as. So then I'm going to do an auction. And my outlook is whatever it sells for, that's the value. Every now and then, though, you list something for 99 cents and one guy saw it and you sell something that should have been $50 and you made 99 cents.
Oh my God.
It's risky to do auction.
Yeah.
I've made more than I should have, and I've made way less than I should have. So just understand that auction is risky, and buy it now is basically you're sell it now is really what it means. And then when you list it, weigh it ahead of time. Put it in a box, put the packing material in the box, and then weigh that, and then put that as the weight, because otherwise you're going to pay the shipping, and you're going to make less on it. So make sure that you're making the most. Make the buyer pay for the shipping because you have your weight correct. Because if you weigh the item, you're going to add 2-3 pounds for the packing material, which could push you up into priority mail, which could make it cost another $7 to ship.
Yeah, I've learned the hard way on that. Quite a bit. And it's funny because I would get these random emails from USPS or eBay, and they would say like, hey, we're going to go ahead and take an extra $3 because whatever you charged for shipping was not the right thing, because I didn't close. Yeah, it's like if I sold like a massive, I don't know, I sold like a heavy figure recently and then like didn't even think about the weight of it and just like put it in a box, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I think eBay came back and was like, yeah, we got to charge you like $4 more for shipping because of how heavy it was.
I've sold enough stuff on eBay that I basically know what things cost in box. Like, I know I'll go add a pound or add 2 pounds for this. I know what a Sega Genesis game weighs. The other thing is, if you're going to be doing priority mail, if you request from USPS, they will send you the packing stuff free. You can get bubble mailers and boxes free. They'll just give them to you. So that's just like a little pro tip. Okay, lastly for selling is selling in person. And that can mean a lot of things. That could be Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or whatever, right? Or just like your homie. But selling in person, basically, make sure you do that in a public place. Like I bought a bunch of comic books at one time from a guy that was like a storage locker buyer, and he didn't want to lug the boxes around, so he asked me to come to his storage unit, which was like 3rd floor deep in the heart of a dark storage unit. I rolled heavy to that meeting.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I'm gonna be strapped up for this.
Crazy.
Turned out fine, but like really don't do that.
Yeah.
And then agree on prices beforehand whenever you can, for sure. Digital payment is going to be best, and then cash, like obviously, like just don't do anything other than those two things, friends and family. And then make sure that you're selling things with like honest descriptions again. Like it just never is beneficial to over embellish or to hide blemishes or whatever. Is just not a good idea. So honestly, try to avoid selling in person as much as you can, because it just kind of sucks, but it is an option.
Yeah.
So it's trading. Did you have any other tips and tricks?
No, I think we covered most of it, honestly. I mean, I've done all these, and I would say, like, honestly, buying and selling from vintage stores, that's my go-to. So
there you go. All right, let's get into the news.
Well, LexCorp's going down. Whether it's me or Superman, who does it?
If it's Superman, that makes it news, and I'll be happy to print it.
All right, I think it has been an incredibly slow news week. Like I said before, it's been a short week also. So both of those two things combined. So instead of traditional, here's what's coming out news, as we're recording, it is Prime Week.
Yeah.
I think until, I don't know the date.
It's I think until the 11th. It's the 8th right now. Or no, the 9th right now. I think it's the 8th through the 11th, something like that.
Okay. So we're just going to let you guys know what is maybe on Prime that's interesting.
Because you won't hear that, actually. It won't be that, because by the time we put this out, it'll be out.
Crap. Well, never mind. You know what? There's no news. Deal with it.
No, I mean, like we were looking today at it, and there was some cool stuff on there, like actually decent Marvel Legends that were like discounted.
That's true. That Doctor Strange 2-pack is on there. I saw some like Motu, and so there's a lot of stuff on there. So hopefully you guys got some scores. There is in the news, I did see they announced that Spider-Man Hellfire Gala figure that has like a pretty cool box. Honestly, the figure is completely unfamiliar to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea what that is. But that is going to be a Walmart exclusive also. So
good luck.
Best of luck. I did see in wrestling, my boy, My Damn Toys, fantastic YouTube channel. Give him a follow. Mattel sent him early copies, I guess you could call it, of the Hall of Champions pack with Bruno Sammartino, Ultimate Warrior, John Cena, and Roman Reigns, which is like just an incredible looking 4-pack. They all have like different eras of the WWE, WWF championship. Looks really, really cool. I believe those are elites. And then they sent him the John Cena Word Life 3-pack. This is like John Cena's like final year. So everything is kind of celebrating him. And there's a Ruthless Aggression and a You Can't See Me and a Word Life John Cena in there that if you like John Cena, they look great. I think he looks like a pack of Skittles Nightmare. So hard pass for me. And then they also sent him the Finish the Story Cody Rhodes that we talked about that comes with the dog. But if you go over to My Damn Toys, he's got the actual in hand, and none of these are out yet, which is pretty cool. Pretty sure that's the news. Not a heck of a lot of news today. So let's get into our hit lists.
Let's do it.
Let me give you a hand. Sorry, Dr. Octopus, wrong floor. I was looking for houseware.
Web Racer Spider-Man and action figures sold separately.
All right, we have got our hit list, which is basically collections that we already have going and things that are targeted for purchase in the future. And we're gonna just kind of have some fun with it and do it kind of countdown style. So why don't you start us off with your number 5?
All right. So for number 5, I went with the Toy Biz Marvel Legends Thing. but the variant that came out, which is the trench coat and sunglasses and like fedora hat,
the disguise,
basically the disguise,
the classic
figure.
thing disguise,
dude. That I just love that so much. It's like cloth, also.
Yeah, it's like soft goods.
Yeah, so that's definitely been on my list. I want the other one because the other one's like way more. It's nostalgic, just like the standard one because I have the first appearance thing where he comes with like a little bike, the one that comes on it's like the cover of them. They're doing it in the movie, I guess, with the giant like big green monster coming out of the ground. It's from that, but I want that one in particular. I just loved it. I love that in the comics they were just like, man, this guy looks nothing like anybody on this planet. Give him a trench coat. Give him a pair of sunglasses.
Him and Raphael from the Ninja Turtles.
That's exactly what I've like watched that recently, where he's like, "I'm going out for a movie," and then he goes out there, and then everybody's just like, "Hey, how's it going, sir?"
Casey Jones says, "What are you, some kind of punker?"
Oh my god!
Yeah, dude, I feel like if you're not a one and done collector, you gotta have that. You gotta have like both of those things.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not one and done.
Both of those the things.
Yes.
Like that trench coat look is just like I think it's as iconic as his naked look.
I guess he just wears a pair of shorts or something like that.
Like bike shorts look.
I love it. And like honestly, the cool thing about it is that the cost is not that crazy. Like I think I've seen it in passing. Probably $25 maybe. Like I could buy it on eBay right now for upwards of maybe 25 to 30.
You won't?
I know, right? Yeah.
Cool. All right, my number 5. I'm sticking all wrestling.
Okay.
I'm just taking my 5 off my wrestling hit list. My number 5 is the Ultimate Edition AJ Styles.
Okay.
This figure sat on the shelf plentiful, and I've told you this exact same story about so many things. It sat on the shelf plentiful for so long, and I was like, well, I don't know. I don't think I really need it that badly to pay $30 for it.
Yeah.
And then it was gone. And then I was like, you know what? I think AJ Styles is a little higher up my ranking than I thought he was. And I have an AJ Styles, but it's like this neon green old Elite that is like not that good. And I don't really associate him with that neon green color. This Ultimate that I'm talking about is like baby blue and black. Clean. Like looks good. And then it was like 50 when I kind of made that decision, and I was like, there's still a chance that I'll just randomly find one in the store because every now and then those Ultimates just kind of come back. It never did. When I looked it up after I put it on this list, it's now sitting around $80 on eBay.
God.
So it's on my list, but there's also a really good chance they just do another one in a different look. So, my number 5 is that AJ Styles Ultimate Edition.
Cool. All right, my number 4 is the Toy Biz X-Men Classics Cyclops, Jim Lee Cyclops with Optic Blast.
For sure.
Comes with that.
For sure.
I don't have a regular Cyclops. I have the Uncanny X-Men. It's the variant Marvel Legends that has the like cowl or like the hood, and it's blue with the white X going down. But I don't have an actual regular Cyclops. I had the X-Men 97 Cyclops that I just bought. I think you and I bought it from Target, or I got it from Target, but that was when I was like buying those, and then I didn't want them anymore. First of all, I listed that on eBay, sold them in 15 minutes. Yeah, that was crazy. But I don't have one of those, and Marvel Legends never made a standard Cyclops. So the X-Men Classics line, which is something I want to talk about as the episodes go on, not really a ton of stuff. Like there's not really like some Grails, but I just want like a regular looking Cyclops, and that's the closest one that I can get. Same thing, probably looking at about $35 as like the highest amount, but in box.
Dude, you got to start capitalizing on what you're hunting being reasonable while it's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, for sure.
Because like you're in your head, you're probably accumulating all of these and seeing that number.
Mm-hmm.
That number is going to go up exponentially when everyone catches up to you on how sick these figures are. Okay, my number 4 is the Iceman, Dean Malenko from Elite Series 37. And if you recall, on the news a couple weeks back, we were talking about Elite Series 120. So this is an older figure.
Wow.
Dean Malenko was a WCW guy in the 90s. And he was like a mid-card guy, but like significant as far as like everybody liked how good he was. He wasn't much of a character, but he was just great in the ring, and he's kind of just beloved since then. That's his only figure. And he works for AEW in producing in the back, which they could make his figures, and they just haven't done it. So really the only Dean Malenko figure is this one that I'm talking about, which is super old. It goes for between $70 and $100. So again, I'm like, there could be another one, but there's not. And so that's why I don't have him, but that's why he's also still just chilling on the list.
Interesting.
Is like, I need an Iceman. He's very significant in my wrestling fandom. He's part of the 1994 and 95 New Japan Pro Wrestling Super J Cup, which is like my two favorite tournaments that have ever taken place. He's a big deal for me. So like, but $70 to $100 is steep for a kind of janky figure.
I mean, you know, them Predators that you've been buying.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, also like if it's sentimental, like that's why I think going for it might be.
It's the slight hope that there's a retail price one imminent at any given time.
Well, what we've noticed is with you and how there's certain things operate, as soon as you buy it, they're going to announce it. So you may as well bait the universe to come in clutch, and then you just sell that one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, what's your number 3?
All right, my number 3 is a Spider-Man. It is the Spider-Man, like Toy Biz, Spider-Man Classics black suit Spider-Man from Series 1.
Ooh.
God tier, man.
Ooh.
God tier. So the Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics came out before Marvel Legends came out. So it was about 2000 to 2002, I believe.
Okay.
So that is where this one lands. This is Series 1, so it should be around 2000 to 2001. Amazing looking figure. Also awesome articulation. And they come with like the stands. I don't remember exactly what this one is. The pricing for this it's kind of bonkers. So I found it in person. I found it at Buddy's Toys and Collectibles in San Antonio when my baseball team had a game out there. So after the game was like, all right, I want to go there and check it out. Find it there, but it was $80. And I'm like, man, like this is a good example of knowing how much it costs. Because I mean, it kind of can be $80 or $90 on eBay, but I've also seen it for like $40. Yeah. I've been given an offer one time that I didn't pull the trigger on that was like $34.
That should have been one of the tips. Make offers, or like just hit the like button. You'll receive offers.
Yeah.
And take the offers.
Exactly. So that one is definitely on my list because I don't have enough Spider-Man, and the black suit obviously is
never
amazing.
have enough Spider-Man.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to try to find it. Obviously, I'm going to try to get it in that $30-ish range if I can.
Okay. My number 3, I talked about this a week or two ago, is the Great Muta from the NWO in the Monday Night Wars line. The price is $25 at retail or $60 on eBay right now. It's supposed to just be at the store. And that's the thing with this whole Monday Night Wars line is I've gotten lucky. Well, I shouldn't even say lucky. I grinded and found what I was looking for because I hunt. And I've paid over retail price to find things on eBay because how much time and money was I going to spend driving all over the place? I'm not really willing to do that with this one because I have my perfect Great Muta, and this is my backup Great Muta for my NWO display. So I'm not going to pay eBay aftermarket price for it. I just need to keep grinding.
Keep grinding. Keep looking.
Keep grinding. It'll pop up in a store sooner or later, and I will find it, but it's that high on my list. It's number 3 on the wrestling hit list right now, but like I'm going to just keep grinding for it.
I'm curious if Monkey See, Monkey Do has it.
Oh, good call. Because they usually have the stuff that ain't nobody else got. That's a good shout. I'm gonna have to go take.
Yeah, you still might be like $40 or whatever, but
if it's 25 in store, it'll be 30, 35 there, which is super doable.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, you got to think about gas, how many times you're frequenting.
Yep.
No, it sounds pretty sick to me. All right, so number 2, staying on the old Spider-Man train, because again, I don't have enough Spider-Man in the box, in the carting, everything like that is just like, if I could eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I would. So this one is the Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics, Classic Spider-Man from Series 1. Same thing, like 2000, 2001 time frame. It's just classic Spider-Man. That's all it is. I have the Amazing Fantasy right now that, in fact, that's actually a good point that ties into what we talked about earlier, which is selling and buying in person. My girlfriend and I were coming back from Bastrop, which is like right outside of Austin for people who don't live in Texas or Austin. And she somehow found that figure, which is the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. That was my very first one. I told the story about how I thought that we were rich because the comic inside of it. And she found a Facebook Marketplace ad of some lady that lived in like the small towns that like time forgot, kind of pulling from what you said earlier, selling it with like a lot of other things for like $20. And I was like, whoa, like, where is that? And she's like, it says like Weberville, which I was like, I know where that's at. Like, we were going to take that way on the way back anyway. Somehow we get in contact with her. We drive to like this back neighborhood that really, I'm not sure actually existed. Like, I think if I've just like touched the mailbox, I think I would have phased through it. And it was just like Silent Hill-esque.
The road is changing directions behind you.
Literally.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, for $20 in box.
Wild.
It was pretty yellow, but I don't really care about that.
You're
like, honestly, I was going to open it. Yeah. And when I got out and I was like going over to it, I was so excited that I was like reaching for it. And then she pulled it back and I was like, oh crap, I got to give you the money first. Like, I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then she like,
well, she's all, what do you say?
Yeah, it was like, and then she's like, I've had this for 30 years. And I wanted to be like, actually, it was 2000. So not quite 30, but I'm like, yeah, whatever. So
excellent.
Yeah, that's mine. Right now on eBay, same thing, probably looking at like anywhere from $40 to $100. I found some like person on eBay selling a horrible condition, completely yellowed, for $125. And I wish I could have messaged them and be like, dude, you don't know what you're doing. Just like, you think you got a Grail item and you do, but it's not $125.
It's not an expensive Grail item.
It's
a plentiful Grail item.
Yeah, and you think you found it, like maybe they found it in like a storage unit and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. This has to be worth a ton of money. So I'm going to put what I think it's worth.
Yeah.
But yeah, $40 to $90 probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doable. My number 2, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the 94 and 95 Super J-Cup tournaments. And I bought a bootleg Blu-ray of them not too long ago, which I just love 90s Japanese wrestling. It's just my if I was like going to describe my vibe to somebody, it's that.
Nice.
And in that tournament is a beyond legendary Japanese wrestler named Jushin Thunder Liger. If you just told the layman, what do you think a Japanese wrestler looks like? This is who they're envisioning. The way that Rey Mysterio represents a luchador. Like, non-wrestling fans know what Rey Mysterio looks like. Non-wrestling fans know what Jushin Thunder Liger looks like. They just don't know his name. And I was like, he needs to be in my shelf. He is one of my favorite wrestlers. And I kind of overlooked him initially because he doesn't really wrestle in North America that much. So I started digging through the figures and seeing which ones I want. And unfortunately for me, his best figure is a Storm Collectibles.
Okay.
Which means that it's a pricey boy. And it goes on eBay right now for anywhere between 60 and 120. Like, it's kind of all over the place. So this is where the saved search comes in handy, and this is where just constantly checking. So I've been going every day looking at the most recent closing and trying to snipe an auction. Like I'm going to find an auction that just hasn't really taken off.
Ooh, good idea. Yeah.
And that specific figure requires that specific approach. Is I'm gonna snipe it and get it cheaper.
Wow.
If I can get it around 60, I'll be pretty happy with that. But yeah, and that's his traditional red and white with his like cape with the horns and the hair and like, oh my god, it's like it's his look, and that figure is like what we talk about with GI Joes, where it's like it doesn't even matter if you like the topic at hand here. If I get this figure and I just put it in your hands, you're going to be like, this is incredible. That's a toy doing toy stuff.
Yeah, cool. So down to the number one.
Number one, baby. What's your top of your hit list?
So it's weird because I feel like any of these honestly would be at top of my hit list if I saw them immediately, you know. But this one in particular, same train I've been riding. Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics Battle Ravaged Spider-Man.
Oh my god,
dude!
I live for every time Spider-Man's suit is destroyed.
Yes.
It just like I do like fan fiction, and I always destroy his suit.
It has to be. So this one looks amazing. The box looks amazing. Like it looks so good. He comes with like a stand, and under it's like a wall mount, I guess, or something he can just stand on. But it has Lizard in it. So Lizard is like wrapped up in like a whatever those big, like the things that would happen in every cartoon and stuff back in the day, like the big rebar or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. But he's like tied up in it.
Like a beam.
A beam. Yeah. Good God. But
idiot.
Yeah, I know, man. I need the dictionary open when we have these podcasts, man.
Thesaurus?
Yeah. So that one just, it looks so sick, dude. He's all beat up. Half of his face is like, or half the mask on his face is torn. That one looks so sick. It's Series 2, same thing, like 2001, 2002. Probably $25 right now.
Oh my god!
I know.
Oh my god! Turn that computer on. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, that one is super sick. I think that one probably would be the one that I pulled the trigger on.
All of your other ones, I can envision the figure in the box.
Yeah.
That one I can't. But the way that you're describing it to me has got me boned up.
Dude,
I might buy that.
It is amazing. We'll post both our top 5 so that everybody can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, my number one, another one that I should have realized I wanted sooner, and it is the Will Ospreay Unrivaled London exclusive 1 of 3,000.
Oh crap!
That came out at All In, which is the show that I'm going to this weekend, 2 years ago. Well, it was announced was it 2 years ago? What they did, the last 2 of them were in London. It was one of those 2. And it must have been the first one because he wasn't signed by AEW at the time. He was working for New Japan and he was working with AEW, but he was not employed by AEW. And I had seen his matches and I had thought to myself, that guy is an A+ wrestler in wrestling matches, but I don't really know that much about him. And I had heard that he was astonishing, and I believed it, but I hadn't really seen that much of him. Then he left New Japan and he started working for AEW, and I watched a bunch of his matches, and I thought to myself, this guy's the best wrestler on the planet in the ring. But crossed arms, let's see him do character work on weekly television for the first time ever. Well, guess what? He's the best in the world at that too. And he's easily the best wrestler all around in the world across all companies, and he is presently my favorite wrestler. And this figure is, when I tell you modern detail and modern like articulation, he's wearing tights that are like pearlescent and then have what do you call that pattern that's like leaves, like Roman kind of like grape leaf looking, like not paisley, but you kind of get the sense of what I'm talking about. It's the pants are pearlescent with that pattern over the top of it in a like flat white, and then red and blue for the like British flag, and then his entrance gear is like a robe that's feathers, and it's a soft goods robe. All of that detail is in the figure, and then the face looks just like him. It's one of the best figures across Earth I've ever seen in my life, and I just didn't pull the trigger on it when it came out because I wasn't a massive Will Ospreay fan yet, and I should have just predicted that I was going to be and gotten it, because right now it goes for $150 when it started off at $25.
God.
Or maybe $30.
Yeah.
So that's my number one.
Wow.
Like way high up on my list. There's going to be more Will Ospreay figures, thousands of them, but that's going to be the one probably forever.
Dang.
Like that's going to be his like Grail Will Ospreay will always be that one for sure.
Yeah, man, I don't envy the I feel like a lot of what I'm collecting right now is sort of just like off the beaten path. So it makes it easier for me. Like I'm still not trying to go out and get crazy. Like I'm still pretty hesitant when it comes to buying, because I just want to I don't want to just get in the habit of just constantly like swiping my card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you just you want to have good habits. And but I'm very fortunate that I think what I collect right now is just off the beaten path for right now.
For now.
Yeah.
Dude, if this
Stop saying it. You keep saying it on this podcast. And I'm like, man, don't speak it into
if
existence.
this podcast takes off, it's going to create a desire for the stuff that we're talking about. You're going to be screwed.
Crap. I'm going to have to get all of them before that.
When we stop recording, let's go jump on. I'll buy that figure for you.
Dude, I'll pull it up right now. Here. And, I might even show you my other hit list stuff too if you want to take a look. No, but yeah, with like the wrestling stuff, it's like, wrestling is it's like an ultra fan base, like it's
such a rabid fan base. It's so global.
It's so global. That's what's crazy about it is that, how like there's like memes that say the European mind could not comprehend something that happens in America. Wrestling feels like it would be a thing that is just solely like specific to America, but you said that it was in London, and we work at a gym, and I've had people that come here to our gym that are at like the wrestling school, wherever that is in Leander, Texas, that are from like Scotland or Ireland, Canada. Like it's a thing. So
it's always weird when someone finds out this thing that they think is counterculture is massively pop culture.
That's like getting to know you and talk more about wrestling. I didn't realize how big it actually is.
I'm going to Globe Life Field where the Texas Rangers play this weekend, and they have, last I checked, sold 20,000 seats.
Crazy.
To this, and that's for the second biggest company.
That's wild.
Like, just to put it in perspective,
yeah.
It's going to be the Super Bowl. It's monstrous. Yeah, can't wait.
Crazy.
All right, guys, that is our hit list. Definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more stuff every week. This is going to drop every Monday. You can follow us at Mighty Champions on Instagram. I want to know your hit list. Like, I would love to see your guys' hit list. Send it over. Like, hit us up in the DMs. I want to know what you guys are hunting. I can maybe help you find it.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought about the tips and tricks. And we will talk to you guys next week. Peace.
It's lonely at the top. The lizard! He always has a tale to tell. Well, if it isn't Venom, a dentist's worst nightmare. Let me give you a hand. Sorry, Dr. Octopus, wrong floor. I was looking for houseware.
Web Racer Spider-Man and action figures sold separately.